We live on Vancouver Island on the west coast of Canada. So a lot of people assume that all Canadians are always covered under a few feet of snow, in the winter anyway. But the truth is, out west it's pretty mild. We get a lot of rain, which is why everything's so green, but we get very little snowfall each winter. Still, here on the island, we do usually get at least one big snow dump each year, and it usually comes sometime in February. It's fitting then that this one came on Valentine's Day, right smack in the middle of the month. In fact, it's such a big deal when it snows this much that we just had to get out in it, literally and figuratively. So today I thought I would take you along and show you what a day of fun and chores looks like on a snowy day on our little homestead. So we don't have a big sprawling property or a big barn with a whole bunch of animals. Hopefully someday we will, but for now we just live on a 1/4 acre property on the edge of the forest just outside of town. Here it's just me, my husband Ryan, our daughter Evelyn, 2 cats, 2 rabbits, and our small flock of laying hens. We do have dreams of a much bigger property one day where we can have more livestock, a much bigger garden, and just more room to run around. But for now, this little property is just right for us and where we're at. Still, when it snows as much as it did, we do need to make sure that we get out and just check on all the animals, make sure they're okay, make sure that their food and hay is topped up, check their water to make sure it's not frozen, clear any paths that we need to clear, and even in the middle of winter, we still need to make sure that we get out and collect the eggs. Of course, we always need to make sure that we have a little fun along the way, because what is a snow day if it is just all work and no play? So I mentioned we also have a couple rabbits. So while our chickens are definitely livestock animals, they lay eggs for us and they produce food. That's their main purpose. Our rabbits are actually our pets. So they are both rescues. Their names are Bunny and Jessica. So Bunny is the large white one. He's the male, and then Jessica is the one with the little chocolate brown ears and nose. So we had him first, and he is a giant Flemish. So you can see he's a very large rabbit. I get lots of questions about him, but he was lonely outdoors all by himself, but he was also too big to be in the house. So we decided to get him a companion, and we happened to find Jessica, who just happened to be rather big-boned herself. And right from the beginning, these two have been completely inseparable. And honestly, it's okay that they don't feed us or produce anything for us, because they provide us with endless hours of enjoyment. When it comes to the snow, I don't think anybody loves it more than our 4-year-old, and who could blame her? Especially living here where it is as wet and gray as it is for most of the winter. A good solid snow day is exactly what we need to get outdoors and get some fresh air. And we may as well enjoy it, because soon enough the snow will melt and it'll be spring. As a homesteader, spring gardening season is something that I am always planning for and looking forward to. But I also really love just living with the seasons and embracing each one for the unique gifts that it has to offer. In the winter, this means embracing the cold weather, but also cozying up inside in front of the fire. which brings us to our final farm chore of the day, gathering firewood to bring indoors. So I really love having a wood stove. We used to live in the city in a condo and obviously could never have a wood burning fireplace or a wood stove there. So I don't think that the novelty has quite worn off on me yet. We've had this house for 3 years now, and it did have a fireplace when we moved in, but I actually scored us a free wood stove from somebody who was wanting to get rid of it and just needed somebody to uninstall it. So I hired out my husband to do that, and we got a free, like pretty much brand new wood stove that we use all the time in the winter. So it is very important that we always keep our firewood stacked full so that we can heat our home throughout the winter without ever having to actually turn on our electric heat if we don't want to. There's something about being able to heat your home with wood that is just feels like the ultimate in self-sufficiency, that no matter what, even if the power goes out, we have the ability to heat our house, we have the ability to provide light in the darkness, and we even have the ability to cook on top of our wood stove if we need to. Not only is it more economical for us to heat our home with wood heat in the winter, and of course there's that element of self-sufficiency that I mentioned as well, but aside from that, it's just really enjoyable to be able to warm up in front of the fire on a cold, snowy winter day. And like I said, we don't get too many days like this, so when we do, we really do like to take advantage of them and just enjoy everything that winter has to offer, both outdoors and in. And this includes taking advantage of all of the delicious winter cooking. So we cook very seasonally as well, not just when it comes to the ingredients that we use, but just in the way that we cook. And of course, winter means things like hot, fresh bone broth straight out of the Instant Pot, which is what I'm making here. But it also means, home-baked breads and homemade hot chocolate, which I've got behind me on the stove there, and just, anything that warms you up and just is comfort food and makes you feel cozy and warm from the inside out. Finally, winter is a time to just slow down a bit. The rest of the year can be so hectic, and especially as homesteaders, spring, summer, fall, those are times where we just go, 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 nonstop it seems, in the garden and with preserving and just everything that we've got going on. But winter is a time to just slow down and just enjoy each other's company. That is what winter is all about. And while I can't wait for spring, I also wouldn't be all that upset if we had just one more snow day this winter.